May profits be upon you. Welcome to another weekly Forex Forecast. We're looking at the Euro USD. The Euro USD, if we look at the, what is this, the economic calendar, we see the only news for the Euro USD is Italian Bank holiday. That's on Monday. There's not a lot of red folders happening on during the day on Monday. So this is a trade day that you should be very careful because without news drivers, because you see this is 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Aussie dollar. This is the only news item for the day, and that's in after market hours. So you want to be careful during those days without news drivers. Things can get a little wonky, and there's no euro um, news for the rest of the week, but there is FOMC for the US dollar, the counterpart of the Euro USD pair, and that's happening at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You want to be careful of that one. That's a big one. All right. And but the market's baking in the 25 basis point cut. Hey, the markets could see the US dollar get weak and the euro continue strong as it has been doing. Look at this weekly time frame for the euro USD. You can see 2 weeks ago it was a very bullish candle going up. Another one last week with a bullish close. We did get a sweep of the buy side liquidity on these highs. All right, over the past couple of weeks, but it's the fact that we broke this bearish candles high and closed above it that have me taking a close look at it. Now, this you see how price made the bearish candle, and then we have the swing point here, right? And then we see two bullish candles going up. We see a bearish candle closing below the open, here. All right, and that looked like there was some bearishness going on, but there was no significant fair value gap to the downside, no bearish fair value gap. But then we see the recovery, boom, and we closed above that high here, the high of this bearish candle. So what is that telling us? This is leaning bullish to me, and the fact that we swept that buy side liquidity here, that is also leaning towards bullishness. Now, the fact that we didn't close above that high, that I think is significant. But you can see on the daily calendar trends, the daily time frame, you can see once we had that break of structure here. What am I doing? We had we had that structure break here, right? And then pulled up, failed to go higher, sent market down again, ran into a bullish fair value gap here. It respected it and pushed higher. Took that high and closed just above this high, just above, but technical. So what did we do in the meantime? See all these candles pushing up. This looks like we are in correction. We're starting correction here after taking this buy side liquidity here. We formed a bullish fair value gap. Prices tapped into it, and here comes price coming back into it again. Now, what am I looking for? I'm looking for this bullishness to continue. I'm thinking that the Euro USD is taking advantage of a weakened US dollar, and that US dollar could find itself getting even weaker come Wednesday for FOMC. If we look at the US dollar index, what we can see is the market made higher highs and higher lows up until it took these highs out. And then it dropped. All right. And it dropped for a couple of weeks, right? Boom, 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 boom. So what did we end up doing? We closed below this swing point here. That is significant, right? It's a shift in the market, in my view. But this is the low that caused that high to be taken out. and this high to be taken out. This was the last low before those highs were taken out. That's a significant low. It's a strong low. It led to a higher high. All right. This one led to a higher high technically, but we didn't close. Price didn't trade through this high. So when it comes back down, I'm not surprised. And what we could see is a pullback, and we could see a pullback beyond this fair value gap. But we can see a pullback either to this high or this high, and then the market continue down further. We could see that, especially this week because it's FOMC. We may see some um, consolidation here, and the fair value gap here hold and send price down lower. A weakened U.S. dollar index, a U.S. dollar. All right, now coming back to the euro, that would mean we're right at the same point conversely, and there's a bullish fair value gap here. So if this bullish fair value gap holds, it will send prices higher, and that would be, you know, lined up. The analysis will line up with the U.S. dollar index, and for a weakened U.S. dollar as opposed to a stronger euro taking advantage. Now, this is what I'm going to be watching. See this 50% mark I'm marking here? That's for this wick on this candle. This was Friday's candle. All right. If I see the market come down and respect the 50% of that candle's wick, and we see it's this flip from a bearish candle to a bullish candle, I'm thinking we're going to go to this high. I think we're going to see a stronger US dollar, or a stronger Euro USD, especially after Wednesday. All right, up until Wednesday, for the next couple of days, Monday and Tuesday, we may see some of that action. All right, now, if prices come down, I think we're going to tap right there. Why there? Because I just drew it a little while ago, right in front of you. If we go to the weekly, we can see that was the high of this bearish candle. If we continue to trade above that high, if we continue to trade, stay above that high, yeah, we're going to see some higher highs. That's my opinion. That's the way I see it. All right, because we got two candles that closed above that high. I'm thinking if we stay above it, yeah, we're going higher. But the other side of that is if we break and close below that low, I'm not looking for longs in the Euro USD until we sweep some liquidity. And this low located at 1.1591. This is the area I think we're going to get a higher probability trade to the upside because there is liquidity down here. It needs liquidity to push higher, in my opinion. We took this liquidity here. It would shake everybody off who's taking breakout longs. It would shake everybody off. And people who took longs here and maybe down here, it would shake them off before pushing higher. I like the fact that we made a higher low here and a higher high. I'm looking for that to continue. Does that make sense? I hope it does. If you have any questions, make sure you leave a question in the comment section. Hit the like button, hit the boost button, and check out my previous release, the previous post, I should say, which was, if I can get to it, it's the US dollar. I did a US dollar analysis already. So I already posted that. So go check it out. I'll see you in the next video. May profits be upon you.